Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on down to Meadow Spring Sporting Facility. This afternoon, it's belts up round here in the Fortescue Premier Grade. It's Perth Bayswater taking on Coastal Cavaliers. Big bold brothers, Jono Lance and James Dougal, are the big partnership for me for the Coastal. We'll see if Perth Bayswater could get another intercept win late in this game, but I think Coastal are going to be just too strong. Teams get set so we can get underway. I'm joined by my co-host this afternoon, Dave McRae. How are you, mate?
I'm looking forward to a great game of rugby, Nick. This is you've built this up. We've spoken about it off camera a few times. This truly could be the clash of the week. Belt up round, of course. Up to this point, we've been rain free. We have spent some time waterproofing up. I hope that it stays rain-free because I want some free-flowing rugby today.
Yeah, you're a nervous man looking at the radar the last half an hour, that's for sure. But you're going to have to cop a couple conditions if you want to be part of the rugby crew. It's a winter sport, and it's why we love it. Coastal Cavaliers are going to be kicking us off to the right of your screen. Just waiting on a ball. Your referee for this fixture this afternoon, Justin Foster, who is back in the refereeing folds after a one-year sabbatical. And everyone's glad to have him back. He's a class referee. He's a no-nonsense type as well, as most of our South African referees are.
No-nonsense type. Also a man in blue, member of the West Australian Police Force, just explaining to his touch judges he's going straight to work after this.
I'll be at the force this afternoon. Coastal Cavaliers to get us underway. They're going to send this one high and about 20 metres forward, and then a loss forward. Jono Lance tried to get a little bit of a touch early. The force player manages to lose it forward. Bayswater are going to have a first touch of the footy inside their own 22 under advantage. Poured right, sets well. It was a good little first run by Candy. Pocket.
Advantage over.
And they clear this one just past halfway. It was a great kick advantage over. Simon Herbrick is the inclusion for number 10 of Bayswater. They've been missing a little bit of dynamic playmaking, Dave, at 10 recently, and I think he could be one to change it up for them.
Hold the ball
He started well with a good kick to touch.
No, he was inside.
I think he's a bit conservative on it as well. He's got a bigger boot than that. Expect a couple of long bombs this afternoon. That would have just been a tester. Now Hansen to throw in the line. Cavs up at 4. It was a great take by Berry. Now they're going to crash centre field through the vice-captain, Kalis.
Like a brick wall.
Both these teams are going to look to be spreading the ball coast to coast this afternoon. Cavs trying to find a little bit of space in the corner, still have a wing option. Good little dart back on the inside. Tavalu.
To release here.
It's a good turnover one by Bayswater. He had all rights to the ball, did really well there. And McDonough, short side, skip pass. Probably should have thrown it to the first man, then drawn and pass again. But they hold on to the ball no matter what. Bayswater half back, finding ground eventually. A little bit of scuffle back and forth. Stops, has to step in at half and gets it to Bruce. Driving over the top.
8.
Spinning out right-hand side of the field. Just stepping inside is Herbrick. And accepting the contact eventually.
Hold here.
Just happy to build phases early on here, Bayswater. Not going to try anything too experimental early. It's power 2. Just collapses over the gain line there. Opportunity out wide now, Bayswater again. Getting held up in the contest,
Tackle!
needs to find ground. Tackle called from your referee. Of course, it's belt up round as well this week. Make sure you belt up whenever you drive. Bayswater just getting half a line break there through Abra. Need a half. Get it now. Once again, didn't need the cutout. They've given the wing a little bit of an opportunity to cover defense. Wrapped up. Really nice little cover defense there, James Dougal. Spinning. It's Tafu. Needs to hold on to the ball. Cavaliers trying to strip in the contest. Going to have to roll there now for. Stripped in the tackle, turnover ball.
Advantage.
Pocket. Penalty advantage. Good call from the referee. Offside. Just a little bit too eager there, Bayswater, after the turnover. Wanted to disrupt the ball. Bayswater looking good in those first couple phases.
Yeah, I was just about to say, very quick ball movement, but maybe just tone it down a bit. I mean, they gained a fair bit out of not a lot, I should say. They didn't gain a lot out of those phases, so maybe just hold the ball a bit and not look for that quick offload every time. Build some momentum rather than just run that line.
I think you'll find it hard to tell any of those Bayswater players to slow the play down.
They are. I realise they are an energetic side, but
you're not wrong there.
Rugby's
They gained about 20 metres off about 12 phases there. And now Cavaliers are going to have their first chance with ball in hand, really. Expecting a lot out of John O'Lance out in the centres here. He's stayed back with the Cavaliers for another week. Absolute gun off the boot and playmaking wise. Up at 4, Messi off the top, but they managed to come away with it. It was a cute little hand backwards. I did like it. Inside ball was a great one. Now Lico goes to ground. Spinning out wide. Cavaliers, they got a bit of space and a bit of speed. They kick it over the top. They need this one to bounce kindly. It's a foot race into the corner. Cavaliers pick it up and score! First try of the afternoon goes the way of the Coastal Cavaliers. It's Brandon Steele.
I was just about to say he kicked that a bit too early, but pace of foot after Berners on. He knew what he was doing, backed himself in. Thank you very much. First 5-pointer. Here's the replay here.
As you see, it's dribbling at quite the speed, but it just holds up off that big bounce.
And there he comes through. He knew exactly what he wanted.
Oh, it's a close one as well. Nearly bobbled it forward.
There's no bunker here, mate.
No bunker here.
There's no fourth official. That's a try.
All advantage to the attacker there. And a little home ground advantage down here at the Coastal Cavaliers ground. Their end goals are the maximum possible that you can have on a rugby field. They like scoring tries like that because it gives them that extra couple metres just before the ball goes dead. And it's paid dividends for them. And in belts up round, Coastal Cavaliers 5, Perth Bayswater 0, with a kick to come.
Good representation of the early run and gun rugby that we've seen the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, both these.
But that quick feed, and then all of a sudden down the other side, it's a try.
Both these sides, stylistically, they're exactly the same. They want to go wide, they want to go fast. We could be in for a very high scoring contest here this afternoon as that one just drops a little bit short and across the face. Score's going to remain 5-0. Bayswater happily jogging straight back up to the line to get this one back underway. Even though Charles Newinghouse missed that conversion there as well, he's a very vital playmaker at 10 here for the Coastal Cavaliers this afternoon. Expect him just to charge towards the line a couple times and then he'll release his wider backs. This is a great kickoff. It's going to travel about 13 past, but with great height. Cavs allow it to bounce off the head backwards as well. Cavs backdoor flick. Now to ground through Kalis. Spinning wide for the forward pod. To ground Lico. And out. Newinghouse, Lance, early release, tries to get it out wide for the fullback again, but just lost forward. Maybe John Lance could have held on to that one for a second longer.
Yeah, get that run and gun. Look, if you've come down to watch the game or whether you're watching it online, you're not going to be disappointed. I think it'll be entertaining.
I think this
all
one
afternoon. It's a matter of you spoke about the pre-game, how well both sides are going to close out, because that's you got a feeling that the ones that can just hold their nerve and we've got a little more pace in the tank, a little more fuel in the tank at the end of the game. They're the ones that are going to come over the top.
Yeah, and in recent years, it's actually happened a couple times in a row. Very late in the game, Cavs have been up by a couple. Interception, Bayswater, with about a minute to go, about probably 3 years in a row now. So I don't know if they could do it 4 in a row, and the teams are a little bit different this year. But certainly it's a game that's about 35 points all at the end, and it takes an intercept to win it.
Well, we can only hope.
First scrum of the afternoon, Bayswater just meddled with it, the back, the halfback. So they have to take up a crash ball. Herbrick was taken to ground. Now they go to Veach out on the right. Now you see the Bayswater forward pod. They're getting really wide. They're going to have this forward pod set here, but then they're going to have another one set to the left off 10. So this one will go to Herbrick, then to the number 4. But he decides to go himself. Leaves Candy wandering. Now have to go straight through the middle there. Yeah, just got away with it. And now held up in the contest. Need to get to ground. The arriving players did a good job to get that one down. Numbers out on the left here, but they're flat-footed Bayswater. Stepping inside once, twice was Payne. Now they get the offload to Tafu to ground on the 22. Can they get an entry out of this? Penalty, Cavaliers.
Number 8. Or not? No, it's still penalty.
So well done there by Ethan Kalis, the vice-captain of the Cavs, getting straight over the top and not releasing against Bayswater. And just to avoid any confusion as well there, your referee Justin Forster just saying that's your penalty, mate.
It's not out.
Play on the call. Bayswater. They've got plenty of numbers out the back and they've stripped and lost forward. They had all 12 out to the right.
Massive, yeah, they had a collection of them on the far side.
George just needed to look across. He had his shoulders closed. If he looked across, he would have seen the space and numbers. And now we get a better view of another scrum straight in front of us.
Pretty good. Let's keep that up, all right?
Positive reinforcement at scrum time there. First scrum good, let's keep it there. Plenty of weight from the Cavaliers' tight head side here. Can they use that power to get up and across? Cavaliers have set all out to the left. They've gone 3-2-1 on the backline setup.
An extra few kilos in the front row for the Cavs too, by looks of it.
Reset.
It's a very big front row, especially Paul Anu. Sorry, no, he's in number 1. Palafi in 24. Set and ready to go again. It's a good hit. Stable platform, but just hinging on the near side. They managed to keep it up. Cavs fire it. They've got players in motion everywhere. It's just a little bit behind Lance, but he manages to get his hands free. And the second one just behind again.
Touch.
And it's just been knocked into touch. Bayswater ball. Yeah, John Lance caught that one just behind him and just managed to flick it out. But the second one was behind the player again. Dougal just had to try get rid of it. Bayswater line out, just past 40 of their own line. They walk in, get up at 4. No contest, very lucky to get away with not straight there. 7 straight on top of the ball, and Cavs get another penalty for it. Very well done, Sophie Saliko.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I called him out and then he used his hands.
Oh no, sorry. It's gone the other way. The hand went up the wrong direction the first time there, Foster.
Well, he's been off for a few weeks, hasn't he? So he's allowed to make a mistake.
Yeah, left, right, only he knows. Herbrick to find touch. Solid contact this time. Still not being too greedy with it. And it's going to be about 37 the trip into the Coastal Cavaliers goal line.
There's a mark.
As we're about 12 minutes into the first half in belt-up round down here at Meadow Spring Sport Facility.
Vantage blue, knock on by black in the line out.
Knock on advantage, Cavs, Kalis runs to the line. Quick release out to the right. Newinghouse dots one over the top. Chase was good, brought to ground, stops. Out on the right, little pod ball for Batu. Short side, numbers, can go in or out. Decides to go himself. Payne brought to ground though. Good quick release, Menard.
Straight through.
Finds Abra.
No hands, Rock!
Got a roll out of there, 7. Herbrick. Finding the short run through to Tafu. Maul called by the referee, so danger, danger, danger here. Cavs are all over it. And scrum goes down to the Cavaliers. Gee, it was nicely done by the Cavs to keep that one up. A very early call on the maul. Nevertheless, Cavs come away, scrum down. I mean, Maybe you were a little bit right here, Dave. Bayswater. Just maybe a little bit too frantic around ruck time. They're just doing a basic pod setup. It's not their classic setup.
I think they just need the sugar-free Gatorade, mate. It's just they've come out like with a bit too much hop in their step. Just hold the ball. You don't need to move it that quickly.
Certainly got possession, and they've been working on territory. Maybe discipline on their side as well so far. Just need to convert a little better on their phase play. Ball's available at the back. Kalis picks and fires it off. Still dabs it over the top. Now Hardwick beats the first.
Move
Brought to ground. 42 from the line. Foul 2. Big 8 running ball runner.
Advantage, blue offside of the back line.
Penalty advantage coming straight back.
Number 1 offside. Just here, Louis.
Now, I know they've got the advantage, but when he put that to boot, Herbrick, I don't think he realised.
Number
I
1
think he was
offside.
already committed
I think
there.
he's already committed.
Yeah.
Why?
Was a bit of a nothing kick.
There was a bit.
But now he's got an opportunity for redemption, and I want to see him take this one on a little bit. He's definitely got the boot to get this one right into the corner, but he's playing it safe at the moment. He's got plenty of distance. It's up in the tree. It's only just come down as well.
It's almost as deep as they've been so far. We've been playing
Mark?
rugby between the 22s, except for that breakout try.
Which has certainly been handy early on. So Bayswater, second entry into the 22, but they haven't really progressed much further than the 22 line itself. Struggling to get that one at 4, and they've turned it over. Kalis gets a chance just to crash it up once more. Expect to see about 154 more of them out of the vice captain this afternoon. He does a mountain of work for this coastal side, and they just jab it into touch off the boot of Newinghouse. Bayswater have basically just been shoved back 10 metres in the same position. See if they can win their own ball this time. Looks like they'll set full line. Maybe just one short, 6-man. That's better. Winger comes in to take the crash. Hit pretty hardly. And it's a scramble at the back, trying to find the ball. Need to just take this one up yourself here. Menard was scrambling for options left or right. Ends up finding Tatafu. And to ground now.
Off feet.
Straight off feet. All the coastal players
Gotta stay on
arriving
your
off
feet,
feet.
guys. I'm happy with the counter ruck, but you've got to stay on your feet.
Now,
Number 1 and number 5 off their feet.
we all know what I would do
Just
here.
that work for the fly half there. Again, it's
Yeah, I understand, but you've got to stay on your feet.
indecision, left,
okay?
right, left, right.
So you're falling
Slow
over the
down.
ball.
Slow it down, you know. Just if you need to, just
And in this point
just
here,
pick and go, take it, add another phase. Just just slow it down, allow your forwards to get in position.
this is what I don't understand as well. 16 minutes into the first half, line out's not working. You got an opportunity for an easy 3. You choose to go to the line, and he's gained about 3 or 4 metres off that kick. Could have easily dotted that into the corner. Absolute no pressure kick, and they've just given themselves extra metres at the moment, Bayswater. It's not smart rugby at all.
Tackle release!
This conservative kicking is okay if you're playing conservative ball movement, aren't you? So, but they're not.
You're attacking. This is your third or fourth attack inside the 22. Not putting yourself in position. Not coming away with the 3 points that were on offer. So hopefully they convert with a try and shut me up here.
But it is entertaining. I'll give them that. Oh, almost.
A little bit out too far in front. Now
He's
they throw it
got
on
it,
the
boy.
wing. Inside pass was good to Hardwick.
Tackle
6
release!
out from the line. Need to release the tackled player. Lance almost caught offside. Now they bust through the line. Half a metre short. Releases, goes again and try.
He's released it, stood up, played the ball.
So
That
they
actually
come away
was
with the 5.
that actually was a great defence from Cavs. There was a big hole open there. He said he had the ball. He had his head down. He knew where he was going.
Yeah,
But
he knew
he
exactly
the
what he was
replay here.
doing. Just managed to
Yeah.
get tackled, released it, got back up. No one circled around behind him.
But they've got reward for effort, which is great. So look, it's been entertaining so far.
At least they're on the board. 5 apiece at the moment. Kick to
Yeah,
come.
it is,
It
mate.
certainly is an entertaining brand of rugby they're trying to play.
And there's absolutely no wind
Just an
to
honour,
be to speak of, which is nice.
Is that because of the rain or for the rugby?
Well, we don't want wind regardless, do we? But this should be. Well, there's no there's no environmental effects on this, so he's got the chance here to take the lead, at least, by 2.
And Herbrick as well does fade the ball a little bit left to right, so he's going to start this one probably just a little bit left to centre, and hopefully it just fades across the right upright. It's a good kicking technique though for anyone watching at home, wanting to work on where your weight should be while you kick. Just look how far forward he is over the ball.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And it's a beautiful kick straight over the middle.
Beautiful.
So Perth Bayswater take the lead in belt up round, 7 points to 5 over Coastal Cavaliers at home. But plenty of rugby left in this game. About 20 minutes in.
We've only gone, well, we haven't even gone 20, and I'm already tired looking at them go at the pace they're hitting each other. It's entertaining rugby. Belt up round, of course.
Make sure you buckle up whenever you drive, save lives. Newinghouse gets us underway a little bit longer this time off the kick. Lance the only chaser again, happy to put on the hits for his team.
Play advantage.
Lost forward
there's
through
no
the contest.
Knock on black.
And a great net result for the Coastal Cavaliers. Going to be a scrum 26 out from the line.
Reasonable crowd in too.
Oh, it's a great little crowd here this afternoon at Meadow Spring Sports Facility.
You look for a side that's a merger of 2 clubs as well. They're building nicely as a standalone franchise. I think they've been combined for a couple of years now, but they're doing some good things.
Well, certainly they're in 6th on the ladder at the moment. 3 and 1. If they can go 4 and 1, you know, they're past the champions Cottesloe on the ladder. Even Associates, who won last week against Cottesloe, they're past them on the ladder. As they fire this one out the back door, getting a little bit of pace on the ball and stepping inside the first, up inside the 22. It's a nice little entry here for the Cavs.
Needs to let go of this ball.
And no support really helping out already there.
Holding on. If he released it, he would have won it.
And clear comes from the referee, Foster there. If he released it, it would have been a clear turnover. All the pressure lifted.
See here on the replay. So just the foot speed here, just turns on a dime, and he's beaten 2. Can't get through to the third, but then just no
Straight
support.
on
We
top
might
of the
get a
ball.
touch here. No, not quite. It's not going to come out. There it is. No, it's not.
Foot was in touch as well as he jumped. It's a great kick. See, that's
That's
a
a
more
great-
aggressive
that's a
kick.
very good
That's what I want to see more of.
Finds your centre.
Bayswater, 40 metres from the line. And if you can get 30, 40 metres off a kick like that, why can't we get to the 5 metre line when you've got a penalty more forward? Fake at the front, up at 3, off the top. Line speed's good from the Cavs. They're going to need to find a ball runner quickly here. Midfield crashing up George. Quick play, half scooting, then dishing off, forward pass surely. Allowed to play on from the referee. Instant touch regardless.
Very close to full.
Lost into touch.
Although we
the
would
option scrum here
just
and
off
five
the
on the line
angle
out.
here.
Yeah, Herbrick.
Scrum.
Lucky to get away with one, but it was an
Scrum
option anyway.
Knock on.
Well, it wasn't a high percentage pass that high up, was it? So
Once again, phases.
yeah, just hold the ball.
Hold the ball.
Let the phases move up the ground. Rugby is a game of patience.
Yeah, just here. Thanks, mate.
Scrums have been really good so far. I do love my scrums. These are attractive at the moment. Solid platform. Bayswater loose head out here, doing well to hold the weight
Crouch!
of Paliufiu.
Bind! Sit!
Cavs win their own ball. Newinghouse, skip ball lost forward. Dougal couldn't hold on to it. Knock on offside.
I don't know if we'll get a replay of that, but I think his eyes just came off the line, just as he met it.
I think he knew it was quite the
think
flat ball.
yeah.
He was just checking how close they were. And wisely now, Perth Bayswater in front with probably the hardest penalty of the afternoon for them so far. They go, we'll take the points. And Simon Herbrick will be the one with the duties.
So just straight on the line. Don't go in front of the line yet. Yeah, just straight on the line. Yeah. Yeah, no dramas, mate. No.
Currently 5 points to 7. This to make it 10-5.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. If you guys just want to go back a bit more, just go 10 for me.
Haven't been too dominant Bayswater, but they're in front with a chance to extend.
Well, we have played the majority of this first 20-odd minutes inside Cavs territory. But, as you mentioned, they haven't had... Well, if they slot this, they'll only have 10 points to show for a reasonable amount of possession inside Cavs territory. But they haven't dominated, have they?
No. So we wait for Herbrick now to add the extra 3 to the current tally.
Yep, nice.
And straight over, moving the score in belts up round down here at Meadow Springs, 10 points to 7. Bayswater are up. Newinghouse jogs this one back forward. Nice high kick off again. Cavs chase well.
Stripped in the tackle, play
Lance strips, gets the ball out. Numbers for the wing as well. Absolutely crunched into touch. Nowhere to go for already again.
Was it knocked on into touch? No,
It's a beautiful strip in the tackle there by Jono Lance. He's been chasing every single kickoff.
Here we go.
As you see now, first hit comes from the prop, but then Lance comes in on the shoulder, rips, spins, and just fires it out to the left. But then you see Raretti, once he receives the final pass, bang into touch. Bayswater, quick line out, and they get it down. Power 2. Now they set pocket. Herbrick smacks that one onto the Cavaliers' roof of the facilities. And it'll be a Cavalier line out with 30 to go. And even though it took about 5 seconds for Cavaliers to set this line out, felt like a long time.
Hang on.
Straight over the back as well. They've tricked themselves. It's what happens sometimes when you do a walk-in play like that. And now Bayswater have got away through to Tafu. Need to get recycling quickly. There's numbers out to the left here. Are they deep enough? And the pass is atrocious. Lance picks up, tries to get on the outside, bumps off 1, gets through 2, and wrapped up by 3. And he's stuck at the bottom of that ruck play there.
Oh, that was
very close to bouncing off the melon.
No.
Hansen, Newinghouse to Nu'u. Nu'u just gets hands free. Jeez, they're good at keeping the ball alive here, the Cavs. Kalis just wisely brings this one inside. We're not going to get tackled into touch again. Flat ball, pod ball. Palevifu. Now spinning out. Cavs are going to get an entry into the 22 once again. Need support over the top. Newinghouse, flat ball, line speed good, Bayswater. Oh, got to watch the ankle there. That could have been a little bit ugly there for Dougal.
One by Black, roll now.
No, turnover's solid. Got to play this one. New laws there, Foster.
Take him back.
Well caught at the back there by Brandon Steele. He's got a lot of line breaks this season, but decides to fire this one off to Raretti anyway. Raretti's been tackled again and lost forward.
just tapped on the ankle there. He would have been through a few, I reckon.
He's been unlucky early here already. He's had a couple of good chances of speed, but he's just been
time off. They've got a prop down there.
Tapped a couple times, and we'll have a bit of time off.
You all good, mate?
There's a replay here.
Okay, he's all good. We'll
So
go
just
again.
watch this. I mean, he knows exactly what he's going, where he's doing.
Blue.
Just the ankle.
Josh,
if it got through that,
we're going to go. All good.
I reckon he
Could have
would
been
gone an
off
extra
all
10,
money.
15.
Jacob, let's get the water off.
20
We're going to go. He's
metres.
all good. All right.
And time
Time
back
back
on
on.
now.
Bye, Black.
Scrum down, Cavs ball.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no. Ball. Yeah. No, it's their ball. Yeah. Mark's just here, guys. Yeah, yep, it's fine. Just do
Just
the
a little
laces.
bit of a knee
We'll put
worry
time
there
off.
for Nu'u.
But just stand here.
Sure it won't affect his scrummaging too much.
All right, there we go. Time back on.
Just waiting for Tatafa to tie his shoelaces or something there at the front as well. Cavs.
It's good they pause the clock to do your shoelaces.
Oh, it is nice. You've got to treat the forwards kindly in rugby.
Crouch.
Emotional human beings, the forwards.
Bind. See.
Cavs set deep here. Expect a crash ball through 12 or 13. Newinghouse has the options. Then gives inside ball to Dougal, who's still fighting through contact.
Tackle.
Brought to ground eventually, and they need to fire out, find the forward runner. They go back door. Newinghouse wasn't quite ready. Goes the drop goal.
The drop goal.
Bring it
And
back,
he's got
they
it.
say.
That was...
And it's something I've been talking to a couple of people from Rugby WA recently. Where's the drop goal gone? It's going to win games.
Well, I don't know if he was... Well, he's in a great position to do it, but I don't know whether he...
There's absolutely nothing on, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we see here, there's the ball drop, so it's like, okay, right. So it was a pretty testing pass. So, well, why not give it a go?
Because worst possible result there is he knows he's going to kick it long enough. 22 dropout,
Yep.
that's okay. But now Coastal Cavaliers move up to 8. It's 8 points to 10. All of a sudden, 2-point ball game again. With about 11 minutes left in the first half of Belt Up round. This ball sits nicely for Herbrick, who fires it across the back. Now for Menard. Calls a forward from Coastal, but it was absolutely fine to my eye. Jordan stops, gets brought to ground just past halfway.
Turnover here, no.
No, messy old ruck lost now. That's collapsed. About
Oh, it's
two.
gone right back.
Don't often see him lose metres, and the counter-ruck's good here, Cavs, causing a bit of chaos. And now Lance shoots out of the line. He's not going to miss many either. Didn't quite get the shoulder he wanted, but held on. They got the hands free, but still losing ground here, Bayswater. Now the turnover comes. They lost ground on 3 consecutive tackles, and Coastal Cavaliers come free with the ball. Now it's a juggle, backwards off Black. George comes away with it. Still spinning. Still moving, holds onto it wisely. Thought he was going to, he's going to throw that one. Across the back, penalty advantage, offside. Chance to do something with it. Now they fire it out. Payne
Great pass.
gets through one, knocked down backwards.
Knocked down.
No,
that's okay, that was backwards.
All right.
But we're coming back for no advantage offside. See on the replay here. They're just doing their best to keep the ball alive here once they had the penalty advantage. They knew they could just throw it around. And you just see this last little pass there. I didn't quite get to see it. It was knocked down backwards by Cavaliers, so that's all legal all day. Herbrick.
It is a pleasure to have a referee in the booth.
It does help sometimes.
It's just the second offside against you in the wide channels. Just take one step, all right? Just in that wider channel.
Yeah, just one that normally, because it is quite a contentious penalty, the old knockdown, no attempt to even play the ball. Can end in a yellow more than often than not. But that's when you knock the ball forward. If you knock the ball backwards, no matter what, play on. Because only a knock on is an infringement, and if it's on purpose, that's when we're looking at penalties and yellows. As they win this ball at 3 and fire it out after one little crash. George centre field was not expecting that one, Payne. Manages just to get himself to ground safely, though.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Just take the tackle, build a phase. That's a horrible pass. And
He's shaking his head, but there's only one man you can blame there, Menard, and that's yourself. Hasn't been any rain yet. Nothing to blame that on.
Herbrick's kind of gave him the evil eye as well.
Mark's here, guys, for the knock on.
Wasn't the hardest pass to give.
No.
So, Coastal Cavaliers scrum on their own 40. Would not be surprised if they have a little crack blind here. That is exactly the right amount of space you want. And they're foxing it with the wing just behind the scrum. 8 pick, maybe inside ball. Would not mind to see it. Need Palivifio to wheel this one up around to the right, though. It'll give them the perfect option to pick, but he just holds his feet where they are. And they're released to Newinghouse. Finds a good bit of grass in the back right of the field.
Held up.
That's what they wanted. So now he can't kick this one out on the full. It's going to have to go centre field bomb. And the forward runners are set there. They have not even moved from the scrum, but he loses it forward. And then just grubbering it through Hardwick. Has another crack at it. Penalty advantage as well, I believe. No advantage over the call from the referee. Releasing and going again. Still does well to buy himself a little bit of time. And Coastal Cavaliers can hold on to this one side. Tap and go. Newinghouse just wants the meters before he has to clear this one after a forward pod. Need to just settle here though, Cavs. They can have a crack on the outside if they want, but ball retention is key. They've come outside the 22, so safety is gone.
Take him back.
And now they're playing with fire. Newinghouse firing out Nu'u. Now they're set back inside. Newinghouse boot again. It's going to bounce again. He's crafty off the boot here this afternoon so far. Stops with Hardwick on the outside. Oh, I'm going to be lucky to not be called for off feet here. Bayswater did well to get underneath, but didn't do much to support himself. Pauta. Short side. Opportunity to get the arms free. Just accepts the contact, Max Veach.
Step.
Menard needs to be good here. Can't drop another one of these passes down to the ground.
Still hitting this close line.
Off your
They
feet.
want to just keep drawing him in, open it out on the right-hand side. Cavaliers forwards aren't biting too much yet, though. They're still spread across. Now a chance for some forward pods in midfield. There's good little quick hands.
But read well.
Yeah, Payne stops centre field. Little dolly over the top, quick hands, good
That
again.
wasn't necessary.
Pass forward, guys.
And it was forward as well. So I think that really comes down to the Coastal Cavaliers defense. They were trying to draw them in here on the left side a bunch. No bite, so the gaps in these little moves they're trying to do, there was just too much defense out there on the left. Well, Cavs left. They're managing to hold out for now. Bayswater's still in front.
Patient defense from the Cavs.
Roughly 5 to go in the first. Cavaliers still down by 2 to Bayswater. Rain holding off. Smile on Dave's face. It's going to be a scrum 26 from the line.
Crouch. Bind. Seat.
Hansen fires Newinghouse, and Lance had to juggle it, but gets to ground and still gains meters. Small counter ruck from Bayswater ignored. Nowhere to go there. Newinghouse gets it back. He's good with his hands. Can he get it on the outside? Then back in. That probably is forward. But still just goes to ground and holds on to it. Turnover.
No.
Yeah, penalty advantage against Newinghouse there.
And again, there was a bit of that.
All the rights just won the ball. You got to roll away.
That hot football. There's no need for this. Just
a little bit too much.
Just take the tackle.
Newinghouse there could have just copped that one. It was a bit of a late hit there. Lucky to get away with it. Now another opportunity for Herbrick to dot this 1:15 out from the line. Does not want it any further. Maybe it's a game plan. Maybe Nick's wrong. Maybe they want that extra little bit of space to attack the line.
Watch that runner, Geordie. Watch eyes, Geordie, eyes.
Five-man. Into the maul setup. At the back with Tatafu. It's a good little drive. Still edging itself forward. Cavs not overcommitting to it. But maybe they should start thinking about it, because this starts getting within the 5-metre channel. Foster runs himself round the left. It's a tackle. It was a broken rock. Break off. Little forward pod run. Abra.
Push up.
Darting towards the line. Putting the ball out. No, just short.
Just short.
Can play it back now. Short again. Need to get something a little bit more running forwards.
Yes,
Lance slips off. And Max Veach is going to go underneath the sticks and is going to score just before half-time. A rare slipped tackle on Jono Lance there. It was good pressure by Bayswater. Building phases. And Max Veach dots it underneath. Perth Bayswater moved to 15 to 8. Kick to come right under the sticks. Expect him to get it.
Yeah, just with me, mate. That's the one there.
A little more reflective of the play, the scoreboard, when it's updated. But definitely the last 20-odd minutes of this first half have been firmly played inside Cavs territory.
I expected Cavs to be a little more dominant in this game. I thought it would be like Bayswater late, but I thought it'd be all things Cavs for the first 50 minutes.
Well, I guess they've taken the 2 scores they've had. They've taken the limited opportunities they have.
Yeah, they're probably 2 from 4 past halfway even. Conversion successful, 17 points to 8. And a couple minutes to go on the clock. Cavs in no real rush to get this one back up. A less enthused kick this time, but the chase just as good. It's been their highlight this afternoon. And penalty, knock on offside.
Mark there.
So a chance very late in the half
Forward by Black, offside.
for Coastal Cavaliers to convert again. You just see here, lost forward into an offside player. Jumping up, losing it forward, and then the 3 just plays at it with his hand on the way down, and then 2 on the ground as well. It's double offside. And Newinghouse puts this one inside the 22. Just over a minute to go in the first.
So what do you expect the Cavs to do here, Nick?
I think they're going to back in that maul structure that they had the first time they were up here. But it doesn't look, I know it looks just like an 8-man lineup, but it actually doesn't look like a full maul setup the way they've lined up there. Yeah, they go all the way to the back and they're just going to play through. Maybe Jono Lance here to crash this one straight up, then they'll fire it back left straight away. Lance now with it. Exactly as predicted, Lance trying to get through the line, still fighting towards, showing a little bit of class, tries to get lost forward though. Was inches towards the line as well. Maybe he just needed to turn around instead of reaching out. So knock on advantage, clearance opportunity here.
Advantage.
Advantage over, and that one goes into touch. And there's time for the line out, says the Foster. No, he isn't. So, in your Fortescue Premier Grade match of the week, it's belt up round. Perth Bayswater are up 17 points to 8. We'll be right back with your second half.